how cross-examination of the defendant's radiologist proved the plaintiff's case. My name is Andy Siegel, and I'm the senior litigating partner at Siegel Coonerty here in New York City. I once represented an individual who was in an unfortunate auto accident. After the accident, they had an MRI of their brain, and it showed a lesion. On the plaintiff's case, I put on a radiologist and a neurologist who basically said that this lesion was a new lesion and that the location of the lesion was such that it was responsible for my client's loss of sense of smell and loss of sense of taste. The defendant's radiologist said, yes, there was a lesion in the brain, but it was old and remote in time, not related to this accident. Maybe my client had fallen off the bed as a child or something. The cross-examination went like this. Doctor, can we agree there is a lesion? Agreed. No issue for the jury? No issue for the jury. There is, in fact, a lesion in the frontal lobe of my client's brain. Correct? Correct. And doctor, it's your opinion that this lesion existed way prior to this accident. Correct? Correct. Now, doctor, you've heard of lesions that exist that don't give any symptoms. Correct? Correct. That's called asymptomatic. Correct? Correct. And when lesions exist and they're asymptomatic, they're also quiet. Correct? Correct. That's called quiescent. Correct? Correct. So, doctor, it's quite possible, based on your version, that my client had a lesion in the brain that was asymptomatic and quiescent. True? True. Doctor, there are times where there are lesions in the brain that don't cause any symptomatology whatsoever. Correct? Correct. Meaning they could have a lesion in the brain and it's not causing them any problems one way or the other. Correct? Correct. Doctor, have you seen any records in this particular case where my client had loss of sense of smell and loss of sense of taste prior to the accident in question? No, I haven't. So, doctor, let's sum this up. Based upon your opinion, can we agree that my client could have had an existing lesion, that it was asymptomatic and quiescent, but this accident caused an aggravation of that lesion, leading to the loss of sense of smell to my client? Isn't that a possibility? Correct. Doctor, not only is it a possibility, but if in fact my client had sense of smell, had sense of taste before this accident, and after this accident had no sense of smell and had no taste, then can we agree that this accident was a substantial factor in causing the loss of sense of smell and the loss of sense of taste? And this lesion, if it was remote or if it was new, made no difference because the accident caused the injury. True? True. That's how it went down. I'm Andy Siegel. If you have any questions, call me 212-532-0532. Thank you for watching this video clip.